And I don't mean to offend no one, people. You know, when I'm speaking about a genetic thing, if you like, I'm speaking about it genetically. Yes, motorsport, does that make sense to you? So if I'm speaking about flips on girls, it doesn't mean I'm speaking directly to you and your flips. Do you understand? If I'm speaking about that dirty, dying drug dealer, it doesn't mean I'm personally picking you out and targeting you as a dirty, dying drug dealer. It's genetic. I'm generalising the whole population of drug dealers. I'm not you and you screaming about yous. I'm screaming about everything that yous do. So stop taking it personal. If I'm screaming about dirty, dying drug dealers and you're taking it personal, stop selling drugs. And you won't take it personal, will you? Yes, Stu Chats, Ferndie, everyone else that's kicking in. We've got quite a lot of people on this live feed right now as well. 554 people. Choose a life, not a knife, people. Protect the children, protect the future. My name's Darren Gee, and that's what I stand for. It's a very powerful message, trying to educate the youth and some adults to come away from a particular type of life that is very traumatic and leads nowhere other than jail and death. So choose a life, not a knife, people. Yes, Joy Division, Nanny Mimi, yours truly, a lot of adults. There's quite a few adult men that need a kick up an arse to get their lives back on track. There's pure decent lads living that type of life, and they just believe that's the only type of life that they can live, basically. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's mad. You need to understand what kids are doing, the image you're giving to your kids, and you know, you're passing all this down. This energy that you're possessing gets given to your children. You know, if your energy is dirty and poisonous and all this, your kids are getting it. And your kids are going to develop it, and your kids will become worse than you. Your kids will be worse than you. Honest. You know, when I'm learning someone down there, when they're learning, they get better than you. So look at your football coaches. They used to be boss football players. Look at the players they're coaching now. Well better than they used to be. So if you look at the football players from today to the football players from 20 years ago, you can see the difference in skill and speed and strength, can't you? It's the same with the kids. You know, whatever you pass down to your kids, he's going to do it better than what you done it. That's the way it works. So if you're passing this criminal mindset down to your kid, he's going to be better at crime, if you can call it that, than what you are. Is that what you want for your kid? What's better at crime? Less jail. Is that how you gauge who's better at crime here? The ones that don't go to jail are better at crime. It's just all bullshit, mate. If you're a young man up in crime and you've got a 1 or a 2 or a 3-year-old kid, listen to me. The money you're making off your crime is damaging the kid. It's damaging the kid. The hours that you're spending in that crime to make that money is damaging your child. Trust me on that. Switch it up, kid. You're not stupid. You're not daft. You know how to make a bit of money. It doesn't have to be crime. Switch it up, lad. Use your brain. What's more important to your child, you or his presence? That's where you need to look at it. Do you understand? You take that presence off your kid, 5-minute outburst and then he's over it. Take that dad off that kid, he's never over it. Never. The absence, that void. Trust me, lad, that does 10 times more damage than anything in your kid's life. You not being present. You sat in jail like a soft twat while your kid and your bird are living a third world life. Especially if you're the breadwinner. Especially if your bird's a dunce. No, when you've got a bird who hasn't got a clue and it's all on you to get shit done. And you're putting your freedom at risk. And you know she's not going to handle shit. You know she's not going to be able to deal with this shit by herself. And you're still doing what you can to make dough. Mate, honest to God. Prioritise what you've got right in front of you and do it fast, mate. Because you're going to destroy your kids' lives if you don't. And a lot of yous are just in that cycle. You know, my granddad was going to jail, my granddad was a criminal. Then my dad went to jail and he's a criminal. And now I'm going to jail and I'm a criminal. And I'm going to make sure that my son goes to jail and he's a criminal. Why don't you break the cycle? Why don't you stop the cycle dead? Why aren't you being a man of strength and going, I'm not willing and I'm not allowing my nieces, my nephews and my younger siblings to start living this life that my whole family have lived. Break the cycle. Don't let it get any worse. Don't let it get any deeper. How are you, Sue? Break the cycle there. Give it a go. You can always return back to that bullshit if you don't like it over here where I am. It's better over here than over there. You might sit over there calling me a shithead. You might sit at that side of the fence giving me shit, writing me off. But every day I sit here knowing I'm definitely not going to prison. I'm definitely not going to get arrested. I'm definitely not going to jeopardise my freedom because I have completely stopped being a criminal. You can't. Every single day you're chomping the nails off yourself because there's something going wrong in your little ways, innit? Graft gone down, money not turned up, he hasn't answered his phone, this, that, kids have quit your door and busies are all over you. This is what you're living. And that goes to your children. When you're in your house, anxious, thinking feds could come through, this firm might come through, you've had a little bit of a hooray with some of the gang down there, you're anxious in your house. All this is going into your kids. All this energy, all this poisonous, dirty poison you've got in you, going to your kids, like. And then you'll bail on them, won't you? You'll bail on them later on when they're in the crime world. Oh, I can't be arsed with you. So what you'll do is own son off because he's in the crime game. All of a sudden, you're goody two-shoes. You just ruined your son's life and now you're jogging him on. We got a few knobheads in, people, just ignore them. You know what they're like. Dying for a mention. When I mention them, they go to fuck. Well, let's look at Callum Nino, CS Hood 28. You're a blurt, lad. Mate, just tell by looking at you. I could just pick you up, like on a little crane, bing, and put you with all of the fat dickheads that look exactly the same as you, act like you, drink like you, sniff like you, and behave like you. You're all the same. All the same. Weak, fucked up rats. You haven't even had trauma in your life, and you're on drinking drugs. You're raised by a decent mum and dad, and you're on drinking drugs. Failure, that's what you are. I failed, but I weren't raised by a good mum and dad. I failed miserably, but I had good reason to. What's your reason? What's your reason? nice house, 3 meals a day, mum and dad still in the picture. What's your reason for being a fuck kid? You haven't got a reason. You're just a complete cup, aren't you, lad? And there's loads of people like you. As I say, I can just pick you up, zzz, and drop you in that box of dickheads. You know, there's nothing special about you. Nothing good about you. Understand what I'm saying? You just tell me like the rest of them. It's Tom Seven Wheeler. How are you, kid? Geo, Truth and Love, Harry, Bailey. Preach it, lad. I'm always preaching it, mate. Your past is your past, says Geo. It's not. Your past is your future. Without your past, you've got no future. Ignore the bullshit that these are pumping into your heads, mate. How are you, Callian? Parkin? Dylan Williams? Hope you're good, mate. Your past is your future. Your past is a book of life. I've told you this loads of times. Are you scared of something in your future? Look into your past. The answer's there. Every answer you need about life is in your past. Every single one. You don't need to go and read a self-help book. You don't need to read my man's inspirational book down there for whatever reason. Do you understand? Just refer to your past and all your answers are there. All your answers are there. All your learning, all your mistakes, all your situations that you've been in, suffered in, got out of. Everything is right there to answer anything you need. You don't need to go to people to ask people about your life. It's all here. Just stop being scared of looking at it. Stop being scared of looking at your past. It's the best book in your whole world, trust me. Stop being scared of it, lad. There's a lot of mad shit that's gone on in people's past, so they like to avoid it and forget it and not address it. Your past is everything you need to know about life. And you can go back and learn off your past. You know, something might have happened in your past and you never learnt off it. You can look back at it now. 10 years later, you can look back at that and learn from it now. Do you understand what I'm saying? You're better learning off stuff that's happened to you than what hasn't happened to you. And there's an awful lot of shit that's happened to you. The only thing that hasn't happened to you, no one's killed you. Everything else has happened to you. It's just all there. Every situation that can happen to anyone, you've had already. All of us have had it. Especially when you're in your 20s, 30s, 40s, you've definitely had it. It's all there in your past. That's what I do anyway. I learn off my past mistakes. That's why I don't make them again. When I was refusing to look at the past, I'd always make the same mistakes, basically. It's only in the past that you can look at where you're up. You can't look into the future and go off up down there. You can go off up there, and that's why I'm in a mess here. You can't go, oh yeah, I f***ed up down there, that's why I'm in a mess 5 years later. So you've got people that's never used the word helmet. People forgot about it. I brought it back to the forefront, and now what you're seeing is people saying, proper helmet in. They've never used the word until I'd spoke it. And now they're hating on me using my words. Mad. Mad, lad. But as I say, learn off your past, people. You want any help with your future? Look at your past. Everything is there for you. Everything. Everyone that shit on you, how they shit on you. The methods they used. The manipulation they use. How they pull the wool over your eyes. If you don't refer to your past, you're always going to have people pulling the wool over your eyes. Simple as that. Know what I mean? So look at this. You ride a bike, you get on that bike. As a youth, you're on that bike. You'll fall off it umpteen times, but you won't give up. You'll get back on the bike, and eventually, you're not falling off the bike, and you're doing wheelies. Aren't you? Rule breaker, Catherine, do you ever get out the box room? Always, mate. This box room, to you, is 10 times better than your box room. We're all in a box room. Or are you the only one on the planet that's not in a box room right now? What sort of room are you in then? A box is a box. Doesn't matter how big the box is, it's a box. You said I'm in a box room, and so are you. So what's the difference here, kid? What's up with you? What's wrong? What, has your box got a bit more material in it? Doesn't mean it's clean. Has your box got a 50-inch telly in it? Doesn't mean it's hygienic in there. You know, just because you've got them decent clothes on, doesn't mean you've washed your sack every morning. You can still be a dirty, slimy, scruffy little Hugh and have a nice telly. Yes, Django. Misunderstood user. Charlie Nye, Mary Ann, Ali Maitland. And that's what you're dealing with, people. Are you still in that box room? We all live in boxes, mate. Doesn't matter where you go, you're in a box getting there. No, still not having it. Okay then, when you woke up this morning, guess what? You was in a box. You was in a box room. And guess what? That box room that you woke up in was in a bigger box. How funny is that? So you're in a box all day, no matter where you go. This is my box. You're in your mum's box room, aren't you? Who's better off, me or you? You are. Why? Because you got your mother there. Washing your food, cooking your dinner, giving you weed money. You know, you've got all that in abundance, haven't you? You little blurt. Go and get yourself a job. Baby. Should write a book of quotes, fella. Well, they're my quotes. They're my quotes, lad. I'm not copying anyone else's quotes. They're all my quotes. Like, listen to this quote and see if you think it's good. The nipple on the nipple for the nipple. You know that had flair to it, don't you? That had panache to it, didn't it? It had like the, you know, the sting. The way I delivered it as well, like a professional Frenchman. You could bang me on any advert and I would sell the product for you, trust me. Regardless of what your product is, you bang me in the advertisement and it's sold. Simple as that. I could sell the hair up your nose if you wanted me to, kid. Little flimmer strain. How are you, Esla? Vintage. Hope you're good, mate. 0240, your ego. I can put an ego on, lad. I haven't got an ego. I can just play with it when I want. What, do you think I've got an ego? Thanks. Yes, evolution. What's up, Peter Murphs? Are you good? Do you want to see me six-pack, kiddo? Are you that way inclined, fella? Hey? Get all hot and bothered when you see me six-pack. Just write a book, will probably sell like hotcakes. It sure would, Django, but I can't be arsed, mate. I'm not one of them types of people, am I? Who the f do they think they are? You've got some little scary, washed-up gangster who's wrote a life story. Great, mate. Know what I'm saying? I'm not one of them, la. Couldn't give how much money they offer me. You won't get me writing a book like I'm some sort of important thing. Yes, KC26. It's what they all do, don't they? The Bellwith ex-gangsters and that. I'm gonna write a book. It's right, la. Does it make you famous or something? You know. Yeah. Let's write a book about crime. Let's write a book about going to jail, committing violent acts towards next human beings. Let's big it all up. Don't catch me writing a book. I get loads of people coming in trying to convince me. Like early on, when I started doing podcasts, they were all trying to get me to sign these documents so they could just suck the fury out of my life. Yeah, so I'll write a book when I've become successful. Okay? Not one of them soft cunts of being a success. Doesn't matter how many books they wrote. You know, do you sit there and think Steve French is a success? Exactly.